Covert tactical operations, deep-sea missions, underwater bomb disposal. This is the dangerous and secretive world of the Navy's elite clearance divers. One of the most extreme military jobs in the world. To become clearance divers, candidates must first conquer the Navy's most intense training program. It will take them to the limits of their mental and physical endurance. Only the toughest will make it.
There is no room for members not to pull their own weight in a clearance diving team.
First, our new recruits face the acceptance test, a gruelling 10-day ordeal designed to weed out the weak.
We lost another one last night. Yeah, just pulled the pin. He walked in and said to the boys, "Oh, yep, see you later, boys, I'm out."
Crippling fatigue made simple tasks almost impossible.
Have you completed task number 14?
No, PO.
For Brodie Limbury, tying a basic knot was almost his undoing. Every mistake, every psychological trait was noted.
They hide in the bushes and watch as you're coming past. And then you wonder what they're scribbling in their books, whether they're writing something about you or one of the boys.
Even some of the hardest men would fail.
Still has not got his shit together. To me, that means he will never have his shit together. You give him any more than a lunchbox, he's going to start losing stuff.
Are you serious?
Turn!
In the beginning, there were 27. Only 14 were made of the right stuff and passed the acceptance test. Now, the real challenge begins with the dangerous first phase of the clearance divers course, deep air. Clearance divers are often used to make deep water battle repairs. Using air supplied from the surface, the trainees must learn to dive and work at extreme depths where mistakes can be terminal.
You really don't want to be stuffing around out there. Blokes, you know, the divers are getting smashed around the water. They can be blokes feeling crook. And you really don't want someone who's half-assed, can't remember what he's meant to be doing. And it just increases the chance of something going wrong. It's the old Swiss cheese. It's got all the holes in it, and when the holes line up, something goes wrong.
Get diver up, these guys with their hands! Let's go, 3 spare hands, let's go! The structure! Someone grab the O2! Stewie, put it down, get down here! Get that 2-3 lift, start him off on the deck. Get the O2. Go, get him clear. Let's get the neck down up and over. Slow. Let's go, no pulse. No pulse. Get the oxygen down here. Has he got a pulse? He's got no pulse. No pulse. Get the stretch running underneath. Diver 4, he's going to tell you when to roll back. 2, 6, roll. Gently, gently.
Okay, for exercise, lads, we'll cut it there.
Okay.
Everyone happy? Okay.
Before the real diving can begin, the men must complete safety drills. And then they face a crucial test. Recompression chambers are used to create the atmospheric pressure of a dive. Each man must prove they can cope with the deep.
If there's any problems on the way down, you have your thumbs up the whole way down, as we've been practicing. Any problems, thumbs down, direct it straight to the dive leader who have comms to myself, which will be topside. If you feel unwell, feel any pain in the duration of the dive, anything at all, the dive leader know, thumb down. We'll also be watching you via the cameras and we'll know exactly what's going on. We'll stop the dive, depending on what it is. We will assess you guys, whether we continue on or bring us back up.
Topside dive leader, everyone in position.
All stations dive.
Diving!
Set chamber bottom 45 metres.
Set chamber bottom 45 metres.
At these depths, the men must learn to work safely under the influence of a potentially lethal condition. Nitrogen narcosis is where the pressure forces nitrogen into the nervous system.
30 metres.
The effect is like knocking back a double bourbon with every 10 metres.
Keep your thumbs up.
45 metres, chamber at 45 metres.
Roger, add chamber bottom.
All dive as well.
How are we feeling? Yeah, good. How you feel the wheels?
Yeah, I know it.
You do this here so you learn to be able to handle the feeling. So then when you are at 54 in the water and you do feel, nah, something does happen, you can react and go and carry out your emergency drills or help out one of your mates that might be in trouble.
For trainee Brodie Limbury, narcosis isn't the problem. With pressure and pain building up in his teeth, he's forced to abort the test.
And I can feel the pain. I've been up in the dentist this morning and they just fixed it all up and everything. They've taken all the fillings out, what they put in, and then they've refilled it. So I won't be right till dive till Monday. Yeah, I go back in the recompression chamber and they dive me to 54 metres. And yeah, hopefully it goes good this time, otherwise I'll probably be off course.
Being off course would at least bring relief from the unforgiving regime of the elite diving school.
Right, this white line denotes this is HMAS Peng on this side, this is the RN dive school that side. So basically here it's the dive world, out there it's the regular Navy, which is very, very different. Down here, your ass is ours. All trainees will double. Everywhere they'll go, they'll run. Whether they're just going down to like the barbecue area or something from the classroom, down to the dive site, they'll double. They know once they're here, they toe the party line. Life will be much easier for them. So they know that you guys are on course, we're staff, and we'll do to you what we want to.
Punishments are commonplace, whether it's 500 push-ups or writing out dive formulas 500 times.
I'm just writing out the bailout cylinder pressure formula because one of the boys, Lockie, got it wrong. And yeah, that takes a few hours. So yeah, that's bad punishment.
In deep water diving, small errors can quickly turn into life-threatening disasters. The men must know their equipment, their procedures and safety drills backwards.
Yeah, can you see that? Yep.
First, they must prove themselves in shallow water.
At the moment for the basics, because they're not used to doing it, some of the traps are going to be they're not going to remember the drills.
Roger, dive one, how wanted locked in two places, is he breathing off bailout?
They'll go through one ear and out the other because it's the first time they're doing it. So at the moment, it's a lot to take in for them. Until they actually get in there and do it physically, a lot of them won't remember it.
Diver one, isolate emergency valve.
But that's what we expect, so that's why we talk them all through at slow time. And the first few dives, as you see, it's all slow time, so they get in the swing of things.
The dive panel regulates the airflow, monitors depth and provides communications. Its operation is a life and death responsibility.
Roger. Roger.
Which is why Petty Officer Ash Koenig keeps the men diving well into the night.
Switch on, gentlemen. We have not got time to go back and teach you ship's divers. You understand? Yes, sir. What will happen is, if you can't get that right, you'll be removed and you'll go back and do ship's divers course again until you can get it right. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Now let's switch on and let's achieve what we need to achieve tonight. Let's go.
Righto, depth of dive, 21 metres, depth of water, 20 metres, do not exceed 21 metres.
Having satisfied the instructors that they understand the basics, the trainees are now challenged with their first deep water dive.
Rightio, hazards. When you're on your descent, take charge of your umbilicals and don't twist around the shot line.
All right, let's kick on.
Diver 1, Adamson, Attendant Foy. Diver 2, Dobbo, Attendant Harrison.
Up. Remember, guys, he's got to be fully helmeted before you report, but he's helmeted and send me breathing from bailout, okay?
You're sitting there, not knowing what's coming up next. You got this massive bloody helmet on your head, and you're going, well, shit. What did the PO say before? Or what did the leader just say to me? Oh, I've forgotten.
You know where to go? On the 2 in the water, on the surface, indicating well.
The first pair quickly runs into trouble. Trainee Istvan Dobbo is in severe pain, unable to equalise the pressure in his ears.
Diver 2 requesting the surface.
Roger, get both divers up.
Both divers come to the surface.
Any deeper and his eardrums could burst.
Diver 2 up and inboard.
Time one, guys. We're going to test time. 150 time.
Sinus trouble. Yeah, I've had a flu for a couple of weeks and yeah, it's just thought it was gone, but it looks like it hasn't cleared up properly.
As the day continues, it's clear that the new recruits have a lot to learn.
Which diver are you going to use?
Diver 2, because he's on comms.
No.
Diver,
nothing to do with his comms.
Diver 1.
Depth by gauge, 18 metres.
They say 18, 19.
I'm pretty sure they said 18.
19. They said 19.
They said 19.
They said 19.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, sir.
Check the line pressure.
Check the line
Turn the volume down.
Due to his sinus problem, Dobbo is ordered to take another chamber test. He joins Brodie Limbury, an ex-ruse shooter from outback Queensland, who should now be fit to continue his dream of becoming a clearance diver.
It's me just preparing to go ruse shooting, just making the bullets. I think there's no ocean out there. I think the closest ocean is about 800k, 900k away. Mum didn't want me growing up doing shit jobs, and I was getting into heaps of trouble in Longreach. Sort of starting to get on the illegal stuff. Well, yeah, I'm sort of glad that I joined the Navy now. It's a pretty good feeling, like, yeah, that I'm doing something with my life and like not drinking or running amok. Yeah.
Don't push through it. You can't afford to do more serious damage, you understand? When he's ready, let's go.
Dive limber a bit.
Dr. Karen Richardson is on hand to see if Limbury's dental work has solved the problem.
All stations stand by.
All stations stand by.
All stations dive.
Dive.
Stop the dive, I'm
Just bring the surface. Alright, we'll travel to the surface, help with that, Karen.
Chamber on surface by gauge. Off O2, exit the chamber. We've seen Limbury. Unfortunately for him, he's with the problems he's having, he ain't got the 5 metres again, so now the doctor, so that's why we've sent him back to the doctor and she'll assess him and it's her call.
The medical staff believe Limbury's dental work needs more time to heal. They decide to offer him one last chance.
No, they're going to leave it till Tuesday. They're going to re-dive me. But they reckon it's just an inflamed tooth and just needs time to settle down. And like, yeah, just pissed off about it, that's all. Yeah, I want to get in the water and like, just make it look weak to everyone else and like, yeah.
I suppose the biggest letdown for him is the fact he won't be able to do everything with us. I mean, a few times we see him sort of separate himself from the lads. He curls his hat, he puts his hat right down, and you won't see his face or his eyes very well. It's just part of his personality. But yeah, we leave him be, let him sort of do what he wants to do, and every now and again go over and try to cheer him up a bit, say something smart, give him a couple of little knuckles to the ribs or something, just to bring a smile to his face. But he's doing all right.
It's the final dive before the team is tested. Dobbo has been given the all clear, but Limbury is stuck on the sidelines, tasked with the role of checker. With the weather closing in and the swell picking up, this dive could prove to be their most challenging.
Check out Limbury, read out the duties.
Diver 1, Adamson.
Up.
Diver 2.
It's like a semi-final in football. This is our test before the real test comes. So the chief will probably come out and really test us. Everyone's pretty confident. We're well prepared for today. So hopefully things will go well, and the PA will be happy with us, and he'll go and tell the chief to come on out.
Today they are descending beyond 50 metres. It is the deepest they will go in their training.
Dives at 12 metres. Dives at 30 metres. Both divers, made bottom, ventilated and well. Depth by gauge, 52.7 metres. Depth by kludge, 52 metres.
At this depth, to avoid the bends, a diver's worst nightmare, the men must make a series of stops on their ascent. If they don't, nitrogen will form in their blood, a potentially lethal condition. If this happens, they are placed in the onboard recompression chamber and re-dived to dispel the nitrogen. This is simulated as part of the training.
Outside of looking in, you think, oh, there's not that much to it, but all it takes is, for instance, they're leaving the bottom, they lose comms, which can happen, and then we've got a real-time situation. And usually anything like that happens, then it all snowballs, so usually then the weather will pick up, and one thing can lead to another. I want them at that standard so they're not making those little mistakes, and they're getting 100% basically.
As the divers get bashed around in the swell, more severe weather is developing.
We've got a water spout about 1.5 off our port side.
With one eye on the approaching storm, Petty Officer Koenig decides to push on. As clearance divers, the men must perform dangerous tasks in treacherous conditions.
If you're the attendant, do not give the dive too much slack. You've seen what happens when you dive off the tailboard. What do you reckon's going to happen with your umbilical? It's going to bow out. Then what's going to happen? It's going to pull the diver off the shot if the current picks up. Do you understand? Yeah. Let's sort it out. All right, you blokes?
With the last pair completing their 50-metre dive, it's time to head for safety.
All right, today went well. Just work on those little things that we picked up, okay?
Yes, PO.
All right, little things like panel operator's report, laser shot, stuff that you should already know. Let's switch on, okay? Just need to all work together, you understand?
Tomorrow, the team will be tested. It's critical they avoid any mistakes.
If they do tomorrow stuff up, that's a life off their course, and they've only got 3 lives. So there's a lot riding on tomorrow. Just understand the implications. If you don't pass,
yes, PO.
There will be no excuses tomorrow.
Chief Petty Officer Shirley will be on board to scrutinise the performance.
There's a lot of people out there that like the idea of being a diver, a clearance diver, but not all of them are prepared to put in the sweat for it, I think. But we use what we can to apply the pressure and to make these blokes jump through the hoops we need them to jump through so we get the right product at the end.
Are you ready for the chief tomorrow?
Oh, definitely. Always adds a bit of pressure. I think, yeah, a few of the boys will probably be a bit nervous, but yeah, overall, if we stay on top of things, and tomorrow should be a good day and hopefully finish deep air.
We want to look sharp, make the dive site look good as well, keep everything tidy, and yeah, and that way the chief will, if he sees those little things, it might sort of set him off a little bit more. He might get a little bit antsy and start asking more questions, which we try to avoid if we can.
Stand by lines, defenders!
All I have to do is step on the boat, have a bit of a look around, and you can feel it in the air. You can see they don't want to make eye contact and they're jittery, and it always adds a different element of pressure to know that you've been assessed by the chief instructor, because if you do things wrong in front of him, you know you're going to get chewed out.
Dress dives to the helmet, all stages close up, report when ready for super checks.
Dress dives to the helmet, all stations close up, report when ready for super checks.
So they need to do a few things. Needs to show a sense of urgency, you know, a bit of nous about him. Needs to be able to work as a team. Needs to be able to drive the chamber, the panel, set up the dive site, and be a good attendant and a bailout operator. You don't need someone who's going to be carried by the rest of the team. He can only carry on the bloody thermos when everyone else is carrying on the bulk air cylinders. You need a bloke who's prepared to put in the hard yards when it's required.
Divers at 42 metres.
Both divers made bottom, ventilated and well.
Chambers at immediate notice. Chambers at immediate notice, sir.
Isolate in. Diver Adamson fit.
Ready for chamber. Fast exhaust is closed.
Yep.
Communications haven't been tested, correct?
Haven't?
They haven't been tested yet.
Right, you're not ready for a report then.
Yep.
Simple things from like loss of communications can turn in, the whole mission, the whole job into a bloody bun fight. You need to have a chamber operator that's switched on. The supervisor doesn't need increased workload, i.e. having to instruct people on how to run a chamber when he's trying to run the decompression schedule.
Okay. Yep, happy. Roger.
Next time, make sure you check everything before you're ready to report.
Roger.
Happy?
Yep.
Yeah, on our behalf, it went really smoothly. It's probably one of the better dives that I've done. And but when you're inside the chamber, you don't know what's going on outside, and also when you're on the bottom, you don't know what's going on too. So hopefully the other boys got it all right, and yeah, Chief was happy.
But the Chief is giving nothing away, and the team faces an anxious wait for his final verdict. Meanwhile, Brodie Limbury is given one last chance to complete the chamber test and prove he is fit to stay on course.
This is a pretty big opportunity, and I don't want to stuff it up at all. So, I've come this far, and it's really just want to get it over and done with. Yeah, hopefully I can dive this chamber. It's pissing me off. Yeah.
Ready to roll?
Yeah, ready to roll.
We're going to take the descent nice and slow for Seaman Limbury. Okay, any pain felt whatsoever, all right?
Limbury will dive with two medics who will watch closely in case he attempts to bluff through the pain. If he fails this time, he will be removed from the team.
Let's go, Brodie.
Yeah, I've been with all them boys since recruit school, from frickin' day one. Eating together, shower together, just train together, just everything. Yeah, it's pretty good, it's pretty tight. And Toddy's like a bloody mentor, yeah, he's always been there. Yeah, he's real good.
I just hope it goes well for him, he's been with us for a long time, and yeah, he's a good lad, good character, so all the boys are hoping it goes well.
All stations stand by.
Trap ready, stand by to travel, very slowly to 6 metres. Yep.
Dive the chamber 6 metres, dive.
At chamber bottom, 6 metres.
Chamber at 6 metres, how's he doing? Okay, so we're going to travel to 7 metres at the same pace, all right?
All stations dive.
Travel the chamber to the surface.
The pain is too much for Limbury. He may have lost his chance to become a clearance diver.
Yeah, I walked out, I just went into the other room and just sat there and had a bit of a think. Yeah.
What will you tell your mum about this?
No, I won't.
Why not?
I don't know. Just don't want to.
All right, everything's secured? Yep.
Everything's locked, yep.
Petty Officer Koenig has been given the verdict on the team's test.
All right, everyone went well. Chief's very happy, so, which makes me very happy because he's happy. Congratulations, guys. So that's deep air phase finished. Well done. That's it.
Thanks, boys.
Good day, lads.
But the news isn't so good for Brodie Limbury. his dream appears to be at an end. Further examination by Dr. Karen Richardson has revealed that his dental pain is linked to a more serious and permanent problem.
Karen thought it might have been my nose, like being pushed that way, like from a few knocks. The air's not escaping the nose fast enough. I've been hit there a few times. Just got to learn how to duck.
Like we know with Brodie, it's something that was totally out of his control, and so it is true that they say that only 1 in 3 people will make it to the end.
Yeah, I'll probably go out and get it broken tonight, I think. Might fix the job. Yeah.
Instead, determined to continue, Brodie Limbury chose radical surgery to re-bore his nose. He's now been given a second chance on another clearance divers course. Next on Navy Divers, the men face the nightmare of maritime tactical operations. Round-the-clock diving, sleep deprivation and crippling punishments that will push them to breaking point.
On your knees, start from 0.